Should I refinance my student loans? It depends on your situation. But a common reason for people to refinance their student loans is that they want to pay less interest. Even a small decrease in the rate could save you a lot of money over the life of the loan and ultimately help you pay off your student loans faster. Another reason could be that you want to change the loan type. Whatever your reasons for wanting to refinance your student loans may be, you should always compare your student loan rate with other rates on the market. Some lenders always update their rates to make sure they are competitive on the market. So the chance is high that you could get a better deal with another lender. Welcome to the channel. In this video, we will talk about whether you should refinance your student loan. We will start by defining what refinancing means. We will try to answer when it makes sense to refinance your student loans and when it doesn't make sense. Before I go any further, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment in the section below. What does refinancing your student loans mean? In simple terms, when you refinance your student loans, you're essentially taking out a brand new loan in order to pay off your existing student loan. This can get you a better deal and save you money in the long term. The trick is to figure out if it makes sense to refinance. Should I refinance my student loans? Does it make sense to do so? When it makes sense to refinance your student loans, lower interest rates are available. You have other large debts, such as credit card debts and personal loans, and you want to consolidate all of your loans. A major change in your life has happened recently. You want to switch to a fixed rate. When it doesn't make sense to refinance your student loans, your credit score is low and you are less likely to get a good rate. You no longer have a stable job and your income is not reliable. Your current loan is at a fixed rate. To decide whether you should refinance your student loans, you should have a reason why you want to refinance. Is it because you want to pay a lower interest rate? Do you want to consolidate all of your loans? Wanting a lower interest rate on your student loans should not be your only consideration when wanting to refinance. The life of the loan should also be considered, and not just the interest rate. That means, will it be variable interest rate or fixed interest rate? This is important as it can impact your long-term financial obligations. You should also consider the cost of switching to another lender. There are fees, such as application fees and ongoing charges associated with switching to another lender. Is now the right time to refinance your student loans? A better interest rate is not the only factor to consider when thinking of refinancing your student loans. The stability of your job should also be considered. How stable is your job? Can you manage to make monthly payments on your income? If you've recently gone part-time or gone freelancing, now is probably not a good time to refinance your student loans. Likewise, if you have just switched to a more stable, full-time job, you may need to wait for like 6 months or even a year before a bank can consider your loan application. This is where a financial advisor can be handy, as they can help you make the right financial decision. It's also a good idea to talk to existing student loans provider when considering refinancing. Some lenders, in order to keep your business, might try to lower your interest rates or waive some fees for you. They'd be very willing to do that, especially if you always make your payments on time and have been with them for a long time. If you decide to go with another lender, make sure your financial situation is in shape. That means that you don't have that much outstanding debts such as credit card debts, and that you have always paid your bills on time. This is important not only to get qualified, but also to get a better rate. When refinancing your student loans makes sense. There can be several reasons to refinance your student loans. Perhaps you have a better job, making more money. Or perhaps your current student loan rate is not competitive anymore. Even if you don't have any specific reason, it's always a good idea to know what's available to you. There might be great deals out there. Every once in a while, you might want to reassess your student loan rate and compare it to other student loan rate on the market. Indeed, a lower interest rate and lower repayments are some of the more common reasons to refinance your student loans. Even a slight decrease on your interest rate might make a big difference on your monthly student loan payment. Indeed, any student loan refinance calculator out there can tell you how much you can save. Another common reason to refinance your student loans might be to consolidate all of your debts and have one monthly repayment. Debt consolidation is when you combine all of your debts so you have one big repayment, instead of several. If you have other debts such as personal loans, car loan, credit card debts, home loan, then it makes sense to roll these debts together with your student loan. The advantage is that your student loan rate is typically lower. When refinancing your student loans doesn't make sense. There are times when refinancing doesn't make sense. For example, if you have built a good relationship with your lender, it might not be a good idea to switch to another lender simply to get a lower interest rate. The new lender might raise your rate once you switch, but you've just ruined your good relationship with your old lender. Another reason you should not refinance your student loans is if you have been paying for a long time already. Refinancing to a longer term might reduce your monthly payments, but will cost you many more years and more money. So if your current balance is already low, it's not very beneficial to refinance. You should also not refinance your student loans if your interest rate on your current student loan is low. There is no real benefit to be had from refinancing an already low interest rate. In fact, you may end up incurring more costs and fees when switching. The bottom line is, if you're asking yourself, should I refinance my student loans? The answer is, it depends on your unique situation. But there are great benefits to refinancing your student loans. To reiterate, it can save you thousands of dollars over the life of the loan. It can reduce your loan payments significantly. However, before deciding to take the plunge, you have to make sure you're getting a better deal.